that is hopping on. We are live. Welcome to episode 2 of the Rachel Freeman Sowers Live Show. All right, so welcome and please say hi. I'm so excited, so happy to be here with all of you. Tonight we have a really phenomenal topic that I am going to be sharing with you. Make sure to say hi, make sure to comment, let me know that you're here. Hey, Lindsay Hughes, nice to see you, joining us from Facebook. Tonight's topic is about how to shift your mood. And I don't know if any of you have experienced this. Let me know if you have. I'm going to just shift this light really quick. So this is live video, and this is how we do it here. Just going to make a shift and be totally real about things. Hey, Sally, nice to see you. I'm going to be looking periodically over to the side because I do have my Instagram live on that side. Let me just adjust this really quick. There. That's better. All right, so tonight's topic is about how to shift your mood. Hey, Eric. Hey, Veronica. Nice to see you from YouTube. Nice to have you on here. Make sure if you're joining from Facebook to push that watch party button and share this with everyone. We're going to have a really great topic. How many of you, type yes in the comments, have experienced a time recently that you have felt like nothing is really going right? Let me know in the comments. I want to see them. I cannot be the only one that has felt this way. And here I am, a therapist, licensed marriage and family therapist for the last 18 years. And to say that we are people too, humans have these emotions. We have this way of being when things get really tough, when we experience things out of our control. And it is hard sometimes to shift the mood. Shift your mood. So in my little blurb, I am going to share with you the number one thing, my number one neuro hack, biohack that you can do that will help you shift your mood within seconds. Now, it doesn't work if you're not participatory in the process. So I'll just tell you that up front. However, you may have to use it several times like I did actually this last week. So in the description, I put down that this is going to have to do with fishing. This is going to have to do with my Apple Watch, and this is going to have to do with my windshield. And over the last 2 weeks, I have literally come into some feelings of frustration, some annoyance, some like, oh my God, is anything going to go right? And I'm going to say, I felt like that for a few days, and I had to practice this thing I'm going to tell you over and over and over again. And I've been using it for years now. Hey, Kim. And when you practice this is really hacking into your neurological system, the neuroscience of it, and then you have a bodily response. So when we get in a patterned way of being, remember I talk about this neurological patterned way of being. When we get into that way of being, it can just seem like the way we keep going, and we kind of go down this rabbit hole, or we keep going down the same kind of road. And when we do that, we just get kind of stuck. How many of you have ever felt like you were stuck in a bad mood? Or type yes in the comments, let me know. Or give me a thumbs up and hearts if you're watching from Facebook. Or I don't know if you can, I think you can do it from Instagram. Sally, give me some thumbs up or hearts or whatever they do on Instagram. Let me know that you can do that. So you wake up in a bad mood and literally everything just seems to go wrong for you. If you felt that, say yes in the comments. Yeah, Kim's like, oh yeah. Well, my last couple of weeks have seemed like this for me, and I'm just being real. And when I practice this technique, when I practice this neuro and biohack, I'm able to shift it. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you on here. Hey, Deb. So as we go through this tonight, I want you to think about a time that recently you have felt like nothing is going right. So I'm going to tell you just a short story. Hopefully I won't lose very many of you. Stay till the end. It's totally worth it. So I went fishing. My wife and I went fishing on our patio boat. She's catching 3 fish. We had a little bit of a heat stroke. It was like really hot here. I live in Redding, California. It's super hot. We are in the sun. We get to clean the fish. My wife, I was like, how are you going to like kill it? So she starts hitting it with the butt of this knife Well, the protector of the knife cracks. She slices her finger. So now she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm already feeling nauseous from having some heat stroke, right? And I'm like, I just need to get back. So then I'm ending up killing the fish. And it's not like I don't like killing fish. It's just not something I've ever wanted to do. So at 48 years old, I'll say it, I'm not ashamed of it. I've never killed a fish. So now my wife is bleeding. We're trying to get her fixed up. She really should have probably gotten stitches. And I'm sitting there trying to catch the fish. It's flopping all over. We have 3 to be done. So I'm doing this. It's flopping. I cut off the head. The mouth is still moving. And I'm like, it's still alive. It's still alive. And it's just like, so now I'm having to do that and trying to manage. And then we're going into the dock. And I'm like, what is going to happen? Well, earlier that day, what I haven't told you yet is I jumped off the platform of our patio boat and I lost my $400 Apple Watch in the bottom of Shasta Lake. Yes, you heard me right. $400 Apple Watch in the bottom of Shasta Lake. I jump in and I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be fun. I jump in and literally come up and my watch is gone. I'm like, my watch. Okay, so that's what happened. So then I'm backing down the trailer. I've backed down the trailer on the ramp lots of times and backed it up like a boss. I mean, seriously, I won't be shy about it. This time I'm going all the way, all over, zigzagging. And I just start bawling. This guy's like, do you need some help? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, just move over. I'll help you. Right? So then I'm like, I got to get out of town. So we do a girls' little shopping trip. We're driving down the road. Literally, a rock comes up, hits my windshield, which I just replaced not that long ago because the neighborhood kids were playing, hit a basketball in my windshield and it broke. So the rock hits it, slices it, just starts doing this little, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm saging myself. How many of you have ever used sage? I said, I got to sage myself. So it kind of felt like it just kept continuing. But what I noticed is that I was focused on one thing. And when we feel that we don't or can't control something, we kind of get in this state of, fine, this is all just happening to me. This is just what I do. This is just how I am. This is just my life. And I'm here to tell you and to tell myself over and over and over again, it is not that. It is a patterned way of being. So through my story, how many of you have had something happen to you or tell me something that you've been discouraged about? So Sarah says, I had a tough day, so I'm all about this hack. Yes. I'm so glad you're here, Sarah, because this is something that you can teach your kids now. I was thinking about this. I was like, this hack would be great for teachers. Right now, all of us are experiencing so much change. All of us are experiencing how to navigate this uncertainty. When the kids go to school, adjustment of schedules, when I'm going to work, when I'm not going to work, how am I going to make money? You know, all of those things are going on. And if we stay in that mode and accept it, and we don't have a belief that we can actually change and control it, which you can, this is the great news, we get stuck. So Sally says, freak out mode. Absolutely. You go into kind of this freak out. Well, let me ask you guys, how many of you, what kind of mood do you go in? Do you go into freak out mode? Do you go into shutdown mode and totally just isolate? Do you say, never mind, all of those things like, this is just how it's going to be? Do you go into a mode of acceptance? Tell me what you do. Sarah says, yes, all of those things. So my threshold was lower today. Yes. And I think it's really great that Sarah is acknowledging this. And this is how we know we're not alone. But so many times we think that we are. We think that this is only happening to me. And I'm here to tell you, I work with so many women and with so many people that it is not just you. I was talking to a client earlier today and I said, this is where we come into some self-compassion. And what we can really do is control it through this bio and neuro hack. So here we go. Are you ready for it? Type yes in the comments, hearts, thumbs up, whatever. Give me tons of stuff. so that I know. So Kim is saying I shut down and it's just acceptance. Yes, and it seems like then you go, tell me if any of you guys have done this, then you go down the rabbit hole, like, why can't I get out of it? Why am I not going to be able to stop? Why can't I do this? I'm accomplished, I'm intelligent, I'm driven, I know what to do. How come I just can't do it? Then you go down the rabbit hole of shame and self-doubt, and all of those are not helpful, especially in times of high stress. So Veronica says, get mad and stay mad. Deborah says, isolate, proceed with caution. Yes. So, all right. So here it is. How many of you have heard me talk about your reticular activation system? This is the one thing to become aware and pay attention to. The reticular activation system is the thing in the base of the brain that tells you what you are focusing on. And you can control it. You can. You just have to become aware. So in my description, it is the one most important thing to know. Because once you learn this stuff, you really can't unlearn it. And you'll have this way of being that shifts in those times, but it takes practice. So remember, we're talking about neurological pattern ways of being that you have learned that will keep you safe. And what we're doing is we're taking apart those neurons that fire together, that have been wired together, and we're creating new ones. And so your reticular activation system is the most effective and efficient way to do that. Yeah, Sarah's like, I love the RAS topic. It is, for me, the number one thing I teach all of my clients. So many of you know I'm pivoting to help female online entrepreneurs become more confident on video, right? We want to make connections with our truest fans and increase the cash flow in our business. This is not a selfish thing. This is a giving thing to ourselves, and then we give to others more. So when we talk about the RAS, when I was on that boat and when I had that freaking rock hit my windshield, and I was like, are you serious? I had to stop myself and say, what is it that I want instead? The reticular activation system has, like, just imagine it like it has this flap, and we tell it when to open and we tell it when to close. Now, a lot of people don't do this consciously, but when you become more conscious about it, you can take control over your mind. This isn't just a mindset thing. This is why I'm calling it a neuro hack and a biohack. This isn't like I'm going to will it. I'm going to be positive. I'm just thinking positive, just thinking positive. Well, I want to know, in all honesty, how many of you does that work for all the time? It doesn't work for me. It never really worked for me because I saw the reality. The reality is these things are happening. That's it. And when you see the reality, it's not for shame or guilt or anything, but it's for you to say, this is what's happening and what do I want instead? So when I bought, just give you another example. Let me know if you guys are understanding this. Is this making sense to you? When I bought my 2013 Dodge Dart, it was white. I was looking for a new car. Once I bought that car, I had done the research. I had done some investigation. I bought the car, and then I see that type of car on the road because that is what I've been focusing on. So when people say to think positive, the reticular activation system actually directs the mind, the body, and consequentially the spirit all at the same time, which then lifts the mood, which then releases different hormones than ones that are telling you this whole thing sucks and it's not going to ever end. Okay, so we tell the reticular activation system what to focus on. And this is what you can do. These are the steps. You say, I'm able to have control over my mind and my body and my mood right now. What I teach my clients is you ask yourself, what do I want instead? Sometimes we talk about how do I want to feel instead. So when that rock hit my windshield, I decided this was not going to be another day full of doom. This is not going to be a time when I'm buying into this is how things are happening to me. Nothing is happening to you. Something is occurring. We make it personal. So in that moment, I said to myself, no, I have insurance. I have a $50 deductible. I can get it fixed. And I'm going to enjoy my best friend. And I'm going to enjoy being with my wife and having fun. That's what I'm going to do. And guess what? That is exactly what happened. Now, sometimes this skill has to be used over and over and over again in multiple time frames. So tell me how many of you, I'd love to hear from you, how many of you think that you can implement this in times of stress? In times of stress, the amygdala tells us fear, caution, caution, caution. We go into our brainstem. We talk about it all the time here. And we go flight, fight, or freeze. We exit the prefrontal cortex that has to do with reasoning and learning and logic. And we go into primal, right? So let me know in the comments, type yes if you have experienced this way of being in yourself, in your times of stress. The reticular activation system is in the base of the brain. I love this stuff. Like, I totally nerd out on it. Like, to think that people walk around saying, I can't control it. You can't control it. This is just how I am. This is what happens to me. This is my life. BS. Your life is whatever you want it. Oh my gosh. So as you can tell, I'm getting a little excited. This is the stuff that gets me on fire. So everything is within you. How many times have you been told that? How many times has someone said to you, everything is within you. Everything you need is within. This is the best part of us as humans, that we have the opportunity to actually control, be the kind of people we want to be every single day. I am concerned most with the kind of woman that I want to be every single day. And that keeps me out of the brainstem because I am focusing on what I want instead of what is happening. Now, sometimes you need to know what's happening. A rock just hit my windshield. I'm feeling like this is going to be a bummer of a day. What do I want instead? I want to feel like I'm going to have a fun time. I want to have a fun time. I don't want this to dampen my day. Great. Now, what do you need to do in order to have what you want? So think of a circumstance right now that's been recent where you went into freak out mode, isolation, shutdown, acceptance, and stress. And then think about what you would have wanted instead. What do I want instead? And all of us know, so funny, Mel Robbins thing that says, what do I do when I'm stressed the fuck out? Whoops, the F out. I'm talking about it, Mel. Mel Robbins, I'm talking about it right now. I'm cracking myself up. Okay, so what do I want instead? You know how to get what you want. The answer is within. And can someone tell me in here or on here what I always tell, what I have named the intuition? Can someone tell me? Because when we can tap into the intuition, the gut, the vagal nerve, all of those things, we then know exactly what we need to do. And we are never left questioning or wondering what to do if we know how to tap into that. Now that can be a whole nother Rachel Freeman live video. And I'm excited about the guests that are going to be coming on here. I'm excited about the topics that are going to be coming up. I cannot wait to share these people with you. It's going to be phenomenal. So when you tap into that, the wise one within, look at you, Deb. Love it. Love it. When you tap into the wise one within, there's never a doubt of what to do next. Because you're not in the brainstem. You've taken back saying, this is what I'm focusing on because this is what I want. It's not what I should have done. It's not what I should do. It's not any of those things. It is what you want. Claim it. Own it. Like, let's stop messing around with like, well, I should have done this and I should have done that. And yeah, well, okay, you can't do it now. You did what you did, what you thought you should do at the time. That's it. Let that go and say, this is what I want. Own what you want and do what you need to do to get what you want, to feel the way that you want. So Sally was saying over here, I'm going to just read this really quick. Waking up late, feeling stressed, and dropped a whole watermelon all over the floor, and needing to leave for work. Freak out mode, ruined Sky Day. Oh, ruined my day. I'm sure that's what she thought. So this is where the wise one within comes in, right? And thanks so much, Deb, for saying that. Because when we connect, we tell the reticular activation system on a bio level, on a somatic level, what we are going to do. How many of you, when you know what to do, you feel like you have more control? Say, I do in the comments, or yes, or, you know, any of those things. Say it in the comments, because when we know what to do, when we listen, you then can be a better mom. You can be a better dad. You can be a better daughter. You can be a better sister. You can be a better wife. You can be a better partner. You can be whatever. So the reticular activation system is the number one neurological and biohack that I have for you. So I'm wondering how many of you on here are willing to commit to doing this process. When you feel that things aren't going your way, when your $400 Apple Watch ends up at the bottom of Shasta Lake, when you get a chip in your windshield, when you're doing a task that you never really wanted to do in the first place, but you're needing to do it because the situation calls for it, when you're crying, backing down a patio boat trailer, zigzagging all over the ramp, when you've done it like a boss before. When those things happen, what will you choose? What will you choose? Tell me what you're going to choose, because this isn't just for me to sit here and talk to you and be this talking head. Like, if any of you have hung out here at Rachel Freeman Sowers for very long, this is all about action and what you're willing to do. So I would love to hear or see what you're going to do. So please put in the comments if you're committed to this process. And while you're doing that, I forgot to grab my angel cards. I'm going to grab them really quick. Okay, so this is my number one biohack. If you have found this helpful, I would really encourage you and ask you to share it. Share this video on your feed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever new videos go on there. We're going to have some phenomenal things going on here at the Rachel Freeman Sowers Live Show. I'm going to have inspirational guests, so I'm looking forward to that. We are going to have hot seat to confidence on camera coaching sessions right here. We're going to do that. We are going to also, oh, look, Eric's committed. Oh, Stephanie's committed. Deb's committed. Oh, dang, look at, like, can you guys feel like the energy that comes up when we start like going? Like, can you feel that? Sally, Sarah, let me know. Are you committed? Are you committed? Let me know. Because, oh my gosh, Veronica's committed. This is how these things start. So I'm going to draw an angel card. I do it every time. Angel cards are not magic. They don't tell you something you don't know. How I use an angel card, is that I draw it, and it will mean something different to everyone, and it will fit your situation, because what it actually is doing is encouraging you to dig deeper within. So many of you know I did a primal voice affirmation deck, and what that deck does is it really just digs deep and says, hey, pay attention to this from within you, right? This is what you need to be doing. I just had a session with a woman, and her mom had passed, and we were talking, and I said, what is it that your mom is saying to you right now? And some people may not believe in this, That's fine. It doesn't matter. But what happened was that she heard her mom's voice in her own mind, in her own body. And she was put back to that place. Because remember, whenever we remember these things, our hormones release the same way. And so what she was able to do is find some comfort in that. And so these angel cards are not drawn as telling you what to do, but as little reminders to check in. They're little reminders to tap into yourself. Oh, dang, this is a good one. I love this stuff. This stuff, you can't make this up. Oh, and I pulled right to the page. Okay, so Deb says, when you're still feeling post-food poisoning effects of the day before, it's time to backpack into the Marble Mountains along the way to trek. And the wise one says, not a good idea. Yes, listening, because the timing will be right. When the timing is right, it's right. We're traveling to Colorado. I'm traveling to Colorado with my mom. She's like, I can't get a rental car. And it's like, let's not worry about it. It will be fine. I called and got a rental car. We can't, when we enter into that stress, when we enter into the anxiety and worry, I'm going to tell you, your immune system goes down, scientifically proven. Your immune system is depleted, and it's not helpful because where are you at? In the brainstem, right? Okay, so here is the angel card. Who's ready for the angel card? As I'm reading this, if something jumps out at you, I'd love to see what is jumping out at you, because it's likely that it's not only you that it's jumping out at. So the angel card is the 8 of Michael, and it says, you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. Seriously, like it says that right here. I'm not making it up. And it says, not seeing things clearly. When we're in the brainstem, we don't see things clearly. Seeing things clearly comes from the prefrontal cortex and your intuition, the wise one within you, right? So here's the card. I'll show it to you, the 8 of Michael. And here is the longer narrative for it. You can be free. You may feel as though you're trapped in your situation, but that is an illusion. Dang, dang, dang. I feel like I have this new boom mic just sitting over here. I feel like I need to take it off and just go like that, like mic drop. Okay, you have to look past your fears and open your eyes to the opportunities. You do that through the reticular activation system. The ways to freedom may scare you due to a lack of confidence, but you can ask, and you can ask your angels for courage. Soon you'll find that you're much stronger than you realized. Preach. Go. Commit to changing your circumstances. Oh my gosh, look at how many of you have already committed. Look how many of you are committed. Yes, Stephanie, trust yourself. Commit to changing your circumstances, and then believe in your ability to move forward. Additional meanings of this card are a lack of confidence in one's own power, not seeing things clearly, and self-sabotage. I don't know what else to say. I love doing this work. I love helping people learn how to manifest their own destiny through science, not just woo-woo, like whatever, let's leave it up to the universe. Not that. Your reticular activation system, if you tell it what to focus on, those things will come into your purview. Those things will come into your life, and you will have the life that you never knew or that you had only wanted before. The women that I work with experience this consistently. Deb on here, can I just say that Deb has manifested and created and curated the life that she wants because she worked on the reticular activation system. Because she's hiking on the PCT for Hike for Harvey, and all of a sudden she can't go any further. And she taps in, and she tells her wise one within, tells her, we need to do this to stay safe. I can't tell you the power that that holds for the individual. It is amazing, and I want each and every one of you to experience it. So if you love this video, I really would appreciate if you would share it. Be on the lookout, because these recordings will turn into podcasts, and that's going to be coming in the next couple of months. If you are wanting to be a guest on the Rachel Freeman Sauer Show, live show. So what that entails is you can be a guest by coming and sharing about your business. please feel free to DM me and we'll see if it's a good fit. If you're someone who wants to grow your confidence on camera and you're willing to go through a free 30-minute or 25-minute coaching session with me live online, DM me because I want to help you. People need what you have to offer. So also, if over this next week you experience success, I would love to have you put that success on my YouTube channel under this video, or DM me and message me through Instagram, message me through Facebook. Let me know about your success and how you created this success in your very own business in your life. So we are at time, and I just want to say thank you all for being here. I love sharing this time with you. We will be here every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I just want to say, like I always say at the end of every video, make sure to stay true to yourself, be kind to others, and always, always, always honor the wise one that is within you. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a rest of the wonderful week, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. Thanks so much. Bye.